seen you at the weigh-in. Mandalay Bay, yo, you staying at the Dazen? Got to ask your boss, can you have more Dazen? Not me, Hoppy. You copy, that style, not yours. You copy, not me, Hoppy. Big green. Already, we living like we got it. Already, already.
Hey everybody, that was Mr. Peabody. And that was, looks like you got it already.
Trust me, I've been working. Monday to Sunday, show up in murking. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them my purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard this. I've been working.
First name Timothy, last name graduated. So many people doubted me, a few congratulated. Which means few were proud of me, many were aggravated. That I didn't end up where they did, I simply navigated through the drama till it evaporated. And off my demons till they evacuated. My formula to success is to always make sure my moves are calculated. And stand out in the market that's oversaturated. Cast the hated, been popping up in my DM. They slept on your boy, minus the Tylenol PM. I'm a star boy, unable to descend. Even if they don't see the beauty behind the man, it's like the weekend. Yeah, shit tells and show me love from the jump. It's still by my side even when I was in a slump. All my baby girl rappers that sound dumb in the trunk. Again, lumped up and shoved in the trunk. Yeah,
trust me, I've been working. Monday to Sunday, show up in murking. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them my purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard this. I've been working. Place me on that pedestal that I was up guard over. Why they answer benefits? So tell them I've been working. When they ask me who's up next, and I pull up, yes, just so I can cool your jets. Bet. The way I piece together words is heard by visionaries. Still I compete with hella nerds, turn my temporary 15 minutes in this spotlight with these top flight, off-white, not tight, mob like plights that you all hype. We write for the nights that we all ate cereal. Through strife, mama cried to find us a miracle. But life is a type to grind that you really slow. So if you hear me know through these lyrics, hope isn't really shown. Heroes out of the bottom of the East End. Problem solving, you call them if an author is beast in. If you're not too fond, then you probably part of the reason. The people need you, gon' leave that speech alone while we defend. Relentless with these feelings, I've been hurting, wording these verses, making sure verdicts certain through my city. I'm that person that can rock a crowd so perfect. The first pick, and I did this on purpose. So trust me, I've been working. Monday to Sunday, show up in murking. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them my purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard this. I've been working. Place me on that pedestal that I was up guard over. Why they answer benefits? So tell them I've been working. When they ask me who's up next, and I pull up, yes, just so I can cool your jets.
I've been swimming in women and living without linens. Couch surfing and floor crashing and out business. These people love excuses, I've been a devout witness. All this cracked up to me, I'm beginning to doubt this. Is I've been working harder than them and then I've been perking. Anybody talking about intermissions is curtains. Shoe fits, wear it, I'm slipping into these Birkins. Stocking up for the future, for now I give them these verses. Progress is the product, it's never better than lately. The J just stands for Jeremy, no he's never been lazy. I'ma push him this hope to the day that I'm pushing daisies. If you're thinking I'ma slip, you must be crazy, motherfucker. I've been working ever since the lemonade stand. I was dreaming about the day that I could ever make fans. Now I'm dreaming about the day I play for 7-8 grand. Let them talk, they will whenever they can. But you can trust me, I've been working. Monday to Sunday, show up in murking. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them my purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard this. I've been working. Place me on that pedestal that I was up guard over. Why they answer benefits? So tell them I've been working. When they ask me who's up next, and I pull up, yes, just so I can cool your jets. Bet. Working. Trust me, I've been working. Monday to Sunday, show up in murking. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them my purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard this. I've been working. Place me on that pedestal that I was up guard over. Why they answer benefits? So tell them I've been working. When they ask me who's up next, and I pull up, yes, just so I can cool your jets. Bet. Working.
masterpiece. That's right. Open your minds. Let me enlighten y'all.
Watch out for the third eye. Warp zone through the lies. Massive terrorize. Glamorize. Hateful lies. Hateful tries. Why you wanna do this? Why you wanna disguise yourself and act so fake? Why these dudes trying to steal off my plate? Why are they trying to get me under their face to try to believe them? When I see them, I see through their fake skin. I see everything and show it in the making. And I see you is where you'll be a samurai, precisely bringing enemies down to their knees. The other's feet, then comes the breeze. It's the beginning of a new breed, a royal creed. Destroy or bleed through a virtual velocity. Astronomy and philosophy ain't stopping me. I rose to live the life of the chosen. Mind exploding with knowledge and skill. Travel the world to show them how to be real for all deceivers. You know that you're a done deal. Guts spilling cold chills, rip your body in half. No more endurance in the aftermath. From my deadly wrath, I make my own path. A lone warrior, I watch my own back. Get through the cracks, club the tracks, and no one follows my tail. Well, on my trail.
It's the mighty Shogun, last samurai, ready for the final showdown at sunrise. If I ever die, lay me down next to where warriors lie. Give me a soldier's goodbye, don't cry. See you in the afterlife. We hover in flight as we dance in the skies. Earth rotates as time passes by. Earth will shake as the mind applies. From the mental strength, focus the third eye. As I meditate, I elevate then fly. Soul traveling directly towards the light. The truth was revealed beneath sneaky lies. Though deceitful guys wore a robe in disguise, collected a slice of that devil's pie. As we multiply, a piece of nature dies, destroying forest land, then building city lives.
For breakfast this morning.
You're on.
What's good, everybody? What's good? What's up? This is your boy Marcelis Flores, and this is your Rise and Shine 209 morning show, and I'm here with my co-host RawNe and Cassiano, or
RawNe.
Just the RawNe.
Good morning, everybody.
I'm here with Tim Healy. Timothy. Did you say Hawley?
Timothy Hawley.
Who is Healy? Didn't we have a Tim Healy
Timothy Hawley.
at the time?
Timothy Hawley. Do you
Hawley.
ever remember a Timothy Healy in your face?
I don't know.
Do you ever sit around a table with a Timothy Healy? Do you remember that?
I
Do you remember one or two Timothys? Maybe 3, 4?
Tim Healy. Oh, my bad. Tim Healy was my he was my when I worked for Chipotle, he was like my boss's boss. He was like the he was that guy. That's why it sounds so I'm like, dude, there was a Tim Healy. Yeah, that was the boss. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. It's an early morning. It is here Wednesday morning, and we are here with the crew. I stayed up late last night because I went to the Superfish open mic. It wasn't the comedy one. It was the music mic. Me and RawNe went. She got down.
I went, and I happened to run into you. That was nice, but we did not go together.
Okay.
Sound like we went together.
Thank you for explaining that to everybody. Yeah, we did
But
not go
Tambuzi
together.
went. Abby James went. Drex Lee, Christian was all there. Lobo was there.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Cesare was there.
Less Than 3 was there.
Less Than 3, Ken. And a lot of people in the house. So
But Tambuzi was
shout
there.
out to all
Aphex
y'all.
was there.
Yeah, Aphex too. Oh.
Yeah, Aphex, who you just heard on the music that was just playing, was there.
It sounds like it was pretty lit.
Yeah, it was.
fun.
It was. Did you guys hear about that earthquake in Alaska?
I did hear about it. 8.0 or something like that.
How was it? I don't get news at my house. I don't have cable. And then my gramps like, why don't you have cable? That's why y'all don't know nothing on the radio, because y'all don't watch the news.
I don't want to talk about stuff. There's so much news going on. Okay, for anybody who's listening, honestly, I don't really care to talk about the news and what's going on because it's covered so much by CNN, Fox 40, everybody else, and every other radio station that you can possibly think of. Everybody's talking about the same stuff. So I'd rather not. I mean, and that's just my take on it. If you guys want us to talk about it, you can leave it in the comments. You can put it on Rise and Shine 209 and let us know that you would like us to talk about the news. But I'm sure you can get it on every TV station and radio station that you come across. I'd rather not talk about news
So
here.
then he was just like, man, that's why y'all don't know anything, because y'all don't watch the news. And I was just like, Gramps, you know how much the news costs? Like, that's going to be like $150 a month or something like that. You know, I don't know, Dish. Do you have cable, Tim?
Yeah, I watch the news a little bit, but What I used to do when I was younger is something a lot of people don't do anymore. I used to read the newspaper.
Yeah, I that's a good one.
I actually like to read the newspaper. Like, I would read the newspaper. I would, like, flip through the stories and be kind of like, okay, none of this looks interesting. I'd get to the horoscopes. I would get the newspaper every day just so I could read the horoscopes.
Nice.
I would go, and then, like, all my teachers would love it because I'd go to all the different classrooms and I'd be like, hey, this is your horoscope. And they'd be like, oh, look, it's Tim.
Oh, okay. Oh, look, it's the horoscope boy. He's going to tell me my horoscope. Yeah, he's so sweet.
Hey, you guys know you love it. You know you love it because we read Aquarius almost every day. So.
I do. Sometimes I say things. I don't know if that sounds sarcastic or not, but no, that was real. I didn't mean to try. No, like, yeah, that's how the teacher comes. Like, oh, it's Tim, a horoscope boy. They used to call me like, oh, look, it's this mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marcel. Oh, this kid. Like, Marcelis, we're going to have to kick him out. I used to read newspaper as well, but I just used to flip to the comic section.
The Sunday comics were the best, though.
Sunday comics, that's what it was.
Sunday comics were the best.
That's where it was at for me in newspapers. I
just love the fact that the newspaper had so much different stuff in it, though. You could read, like, front page news. You could read, like, sports-based news, like... Now with, like, TV shows that do news, like, they have, like, each, like, segment has, like, an hour to put, like, all the immediate news in your face. But with the newspaper, you could browse through it and be like, look, I like this, I like this. Like, you could kind of do it on your own time. It wasn't...
It's good to know what's going on, too.
There was, like, no rush on, like, how fast you had to get through it. You could get your morning coffee, morning water, like,
you
whatever.
can sit there with it, your breakfast. Oh, my gosh. And then just have a discussion about it. Just shake and rustle the paper. I can't believe this. I'm just joking.
Oh, my God, my team lost last night. What the
heck,
my
God, I just
spilled
my coffee. Use a newspaper. No, I was joking.
If you had to read that your team lost in the paper, that's not your team.
Well, I don't know. I would read the Giants because I'm not I'm a Niner fan. So I pay attention to Niner games, but when it comes to, like, Giants games and things like that, well, I don't really keep up with them. And
it's a good way to get the local scores and sports of, like, the high schools and, like, regional and, you know, things like that. Like, people going, like, if you have loved ones or people that you support that are going to, like, regional wrestling matches or basketball tournaments and things like that, you can get that information, which is good. I like that.
Penny savers, anybody? Did they stop doing those?
No, they still do
penny savers.
I love penny savers.
Penny savers will go on for years. There's no way penny savers will ever stop being produced. Like,
I was just thinking I should get, like, a little, you know, advertisement in the penny saver. A little half a page or something.
Like what, like a comedy page or just like
for my laughs on the Ave, it could say laughs on the Ave, and then it could even say like 50% coupon for tickets.
They're expensive.
Yeah, that actually wouldn't be bad because there are people who use the
oh
penny
yeah,
saver
I know
for
a lot.
deals.
I use the penny saver for a lot. Like, for instance, if I feel like getting a cat or something, penny saver. If I feel like finding something cheap, penny saver.
Oh yeah.
Finding the deal, penny saver.
Yeah, I don't know. They actually have a flea market that's over by Delta College, and there's usually a guy there. And dude, like, it's great. He has like a 20-pound bag of like professional grade like Tide. Ties? No, Tide, like laundry soap.
Oh yeah.
But it's not like a box, and it's not like a little jug. It's like a good like 3 or 4 months worth of supply. And it's professional grade too. So
how much?
$20.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They're throwing the deals.
Dude,
man.
Every time me and my mom go there, he's got like 1 or 2 left. He ain't got none of that left after that day.
That's what's up, man.
Dude, yeah, that lasts us for like a good 4 or 5 months.
I'm about to start using the flea markets to help me because I'm about to buy a spot. They're only $20 from what I hear. They're only $20, so I'm about to buy a spot on the weekend and try to sell I'm not going to try it. I'm going to sell tickets at the flea market. So I'm going to have like 2 posters, Laughs on the Ave posters, and then on the table is going to be all tickets. And then I'm just gonna be like bumping music, like "What's up, everybody?" as they go by, like "Hey, what's happening?"
If you're gonna do
I'm
that,
be eating my corn.
If you're gonna do that, you should probably set up by some food.
Set up by some food.
You should set up by food or drink. Because it's all about location. If you're set up by the dude who doesn't get any customers all day, well,
I figure the flea
you
market
ain't gonna get nothing. But if you're by the food and the drink, like especially like the churros, they have a. I don't know if the churro lady is still there, but dude, if you set up by the churro lady,
I don't even know how.
That's the place to be.
I don't know if you get to choose. If you, I don't know how it works yet. I have a table. I have my stands that are gonna hold my Laughs on the Ave posters, Birthday on the Ave posters, and then I have the tickets. That's a small investment, and if I sell 2 tickets, I've already. Well, yeah, if I sell 2 tickets.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say you've heard that it's
already.
You've heard that it's $20 though.
Yeah.
Like you'd actually have to go to Delta and ask them like what the cost is and all that, but you know.
Well, my source from where I heard it is from somebody who's been working the flea markets for over 10 years, so I believe it. That,
have fun with that, and like a lot of much success to you. I'm sure it'll be very, very successful for you.
Well, thank you, RawNe, for driving in on that.
Yeah, definitely. If it's like you'd probably want to do it on a Saturday.
Yeah, that's
whole weekends. He's gonna probably do it like all week,
Saturday and
then
Sunday.
like there's different ones. I'm sure you got that like down. So yeah, I gotta check. Excuse me, I'm gonna fix something.
Okay. What's called? Yeah. So I'm just gonna give it a try, or do it. I'm not even gonna try it. This is something I'm doing. It's just gonna get done, just like everything else gets done. Get her done, and then my merch is gonna take off from there. And then every week, hopefully, I can add something new. So every week, next I'll have hats. Then next I'll have socks. Just build my little spot up at the flea market, and then hopefully it could be like.
I wouldn't go socks after hats, bro. I would.
You do socks.
Well, it depends on the person. Because if that's kind of his thing, then it makes sense.
Yeah, because they actually have people at the flea market who like have their vendor is nothing but socks.
Yeah, but not MF comedy socks.
That's true.
Come on now. I mean, there's tons of people with socks there. I'm not trying to be a socks dealer. I'm just trying to sell MF comedy stuff. That's it. I'll do with bottle openers, MF comedy bottle openers. Just MF. It's gonna be MF comedy booth, and it's just gonna be a bunch of my stuff, and it's just gonna be a dope atmosphere. And if you don't want to buy anything, you're welcome to hop in my booth, listen to music, talk about a show,
or have
maybe
comedy while you're in the booth.
Have an upcoming show. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably play a comedian in the back. When I get the booth going, I just see it as a bunch of fun, and it's a lot of self-work, work that you're doing for yourself. And that's why I like, because I can't work for people anymore. I just cannot do it. I refuse. Like some people be like, my friend, we were talking the other day, and my friend works all the time. Like all the time. Like, if she's 2 jobs, so she's just working all the time. And then finally got the chance to like talk and have a conversation. She was like, "Man, Marcelis, I was just comparing, like looking us up and like comparing us, like where you are right now and where I am right now, and I just feel like I just want to be so much further, and just like that type of thing." But it's like, I wish that I could have the discipline to work 2 jobs like she does, and she wishes she could, be far in her dream like I am, or whatever, vice versa. Right. So I just think it's so hilarious, people's perspectives, because to me, she is really killing it. I could never. So
shout outs to Jocelyn Santos. Shout out to Terrence Wyrick. And shout outs to Julie Dameron Brown for tuning in. And,
did they comment?
They did not comment, but you guys are more than welcome to comment if you'd like to.
Definitely. Well, I mean, the thing you have to keep in mind, Marcelis, though, is the grass always looks greener on the other side.
Oh man, that was a good comment.
Like to her, like you're living your dream, but you know sometimes dreams are like sometimes
jaded by real life where you gotta do the 9 to 5.
Sometimes dreams make you a bunch of money, and other times they don't work. But like when she's working those 2 jobs, she at least has enough money to where she can pay the bills, she can put some money in the bank account. But unfortunately, the sad part about that, though, is working 2 jobs, it probably doesn't leave a whole lot of time. Even if she has the money in the bank account, how's she going to spend it when it's literally...
Your time is at work.
Yeah, you have no time to spend it. I know that feeling. I know that feeling when it's like, oh, I'm getting all these hours and working, but I don't even have time to spend my money. You know,
that's my friend. My friend is a security guard, and I gotta say he's got patience because he's got to get up at like 5:30. He's got to get up like 3, like 4. No. He's got to get up like 4 in the morning, take a shower, and he's got to be out of the house because he at least drives an hour to and from work. And I'm just like, dude, like, I know I have some discipline, but my friend, like, I mean, and then he's got to sit there watching screens and everything, and I'm just like, dude, if I'm gonna do something, like, I need to move, like, I need something that like keeps me going, and just sitting there. Like,
those security jobs are brutal, especially if you're standing. Like, you ever go to the bank, Wells Fargo downtown, and you just see the dude just standing there all day, or at the banks they just stand all day. It's just like, how boring.
Oh, dude, have you seen their shoes though?
Are shiny?
No, dude. Like security guard shoes, I'll admit they don't look good. They look funky. But bro, those insoles though, those are hardcore.
They can fall asleep standing up.
Those are hardcore insoles. Like my friend like it was a new pair of shoes though, but he like let me feel the inside of it, and I looked at him and I was like, I might steal these from you. And he's all, and he was just like, he's like, you can't take them from me. They're for my job. I'm like, but bro, these don't look good, but I could walk all day in these.
That's what's up. Did he buy his own sole or it came with him?
No, he goes to like a specific store to get them from.
That's what I need with these right here.
But like it's a store where like security guards go, like police go, like where the people in the profession of where you're constantly on your feet, you know, they supply you with something that's gonna be durable for that.
Oh, nice.
And he says he says one pair of shoes will last him like 5-6 months, and I'm like, those are some good shoes.
But shoes last me forever since my feet haven't grown in forever. 5-6 months, that's nothing. And then they're destroyed or what?
They're not exactly destroyed, but you know the insoles aren't exactly what they were when they were new.
I understand.
Because if you're always standing or you're always moving, like eventually you got to replace them. Because I had a new pair of shoes that had insoles in them and everything, and within 2 to 3 months of just walking everywhere and just doing everything with them, dude, there's chunks of like the insole that's like that has come out and everything. So I mean, 2 to 3 months, and the sad part is they look good.
Hey, as long as they're comfortable, they get the job done, right?
The shoes that look funky will last 5 to 6 months, while the shoes that look like stylish, no, that's only 2 to 3 months right there.
Right. Yeah. Get that quick turnaround.
Why
on
you
that
saying
fashion.
Months? I will have my shoes last for years.
That's perfect for the fashion industry, which changes every 13 weeks. So every 13 weeks they have the new fashion, and they're always a season ahead. So that makes total sense. They're just a quick fix for the fashion of the season, and we're on to the next. So it works. But yeah, I hope people have been tuning in and checking us out. I hope that they've been tuning into the music as well.
They are.
I know. And I definitely want to just quickly take a break and put some more music on, because I really want to give a shout out to a friend that I have made and worked with out in St. Louis, Missouri. So shout out to you, Rip James. I can't wait to have you come on out to Cali, and vibe out and see what we can get into, what kind of shows to get into. So I'm going to share your music out here in Cali. It's all love. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to go ahead and set us up with a quick break so y'all can hear that.
Yeah, definitely.
Peace.
Here at KXVS. Broadcasting from Stone Tube Studios is the voice of Stockton.
I smoke the night away, night away. I smoke the night away. She said I did it to myself, that I can't blame nobody else. And all those secrets that I kept are coming out soon. She said I did it to myself, that I can't blame nobody else. And all those secrets that I kept are coming out soon. I smoke the night away, the pain will go away. I wish that things would have stayed the same, but no way. I just wanted things my way. Every day was like replay, and I would listen to what she say. But now she's gone, I'm all alone. I can't do this on my own. And when I ask her to come back, all she ever say that I did it to myself, that I can't blame nobody else. All those secrets that I kept are coming out soon.
You say you're leaving again, you're about to dip, huh? Giving up on everything that we have built up. Over stupid decisions, I know I slipped up. Somewhere between the other women in the strip clubs, but we can work it out. Never mind the word of mouth, the good things just don't seem so good without something I heard about. I know you heard about the women that I've been with, but you the type of girl to bring a player to his senses. Not saying marry me, but tell your friends to keep their 2 cents to themselves, cause this is nothing like a charity. If we need therapy, then we should do it. I should've did you right, cause you're the only one who's there for me. Apparently these phony parodies don't even care for me or care to see me living merrily. This is embarrassing, and I hope to see your face again. And I hope you say this ain't the end. Nah.
She said I did it to myself, that I can't blame nobody else. And all those secrets that I kept are coming out soon. She said I did it to myself, that I can't blame nobody else. And all those secrets that I kept are coming out soon. I apologize for all those times I ever lied to you, baby. I'm really misattached. Nothing I want more is to see you walking back into the front door. Babe, I do anything, I give you everything. Tell me what you need to help you see, believe in me. She said I did it to myself, that I can't blame nobody else. And all those secrets that I kept are coming out soon. She said I did it to myself, that I can't blame nobody else. And all those secrets that I kept are coming out soon.
Rise and shine 209. This is your girl RawNe on your KXVS, the voice of Stockton Radio 92.1 FM. And welcome back. We are back in the studio with our guest and wellness life coach of Fit Love Strong, Mel Martin.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Good
Thank you
morning.
very much for coming.
Happy, yes.
And we are with
very happy to be here.
Timothy Hawley and Marcelis Flores.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Well, let's go on and get into it. So, Mel, this is Timothy. He used to be with us. He was one of our original crew. We had started with 3, and then Timothy joined us, and then he kind of went off and did his own thing. But he's back to join us for a little bit, which is great.
Awesome.
Love having you.
Awesome.
And so we had Mel on our show, Timothy. We had Mel on our show a few weeks ago, and so as his program is developing, he set us up, Marcelis and I, with a 6-week plan of wellness.
Absolutely.
So mind, body, soul kind of thing. So we've been given these regimens to work out and different challenges. So we have this cold shower. I'm gonna extend this to you. This cold shower challenge, very difficult. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is not the easiest thing to do, because I literally hurt myself in the shower jumping out of the water.
I don't think jumping was part of that.
I jumped out of the water. I was like, I couldn't stand it anymore.
I understand where she's coming from though, because at the end and towards the beginning, the middle, and 3/4 of the way, you're cool. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
you're in your zone, and you're enjoying yourself. Actually, you're in your head. I'd be in my head like laughing, like, oh my goodness, like, you know, enjoying it. But at the end, when you're just like, I can't take no more, it's like, oh, like you react quick, like, oh. I almost ripped my cold shower knob off because I turn around and I let it hit me like this on my head, and then it's challenging to me because when it's coming down, it's not only coming down just in like one spot, it's starting to dribble different places.
Plus the other thing you have to keep in mind is that with that cold shower challenge, you're having cold water on you. It's cold outside because it's probably morning
and then
you
get out of the shower, it's already cold.
And then it's because warm water makes it all warm around you, but if you've got cold water, it's got nothing but cold outside, cold in the shower, and then a
multiple elements
around you.
Yes. So how are you handling that?
You know, it's first of all, Marcelis, are you facing the shower head, or are you behind?
No, well, I did one. I tried multiple ways. Every time.
He's trying to hide from it.
No, not at all. I just wanted to see which one would feel the best, and the best way, like I said, is from the back with the water hand right here, because what it does, it'll trickle down different places at different times. So like 5 seconds in, it may trickle down over here. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
So then it challenges.
I never thought of it that way, but I'll have to try that.
It challenges you to stay focused because it's going different places. So like when you just let the cold water just hit you, say you got into an ice like bath, boom,
right?
Like that's gonna be way easier because it's just like
that's
everywhere.
like getting into the Pacific Ocean over in San Francisco.
You could kind of
there's no choice.
You
right?
can kind of breathe easier because it's everywhere. But when you're in it and it's dripping everywhere, just at random moments, you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Right. So it's like you have to be more controlling.
No, trying to turn the other side.
Yeah, you have to be more controlling. Like, except for like, oh, you know.
So the back of the head is where it.
The best one, and then you know what's hilarious is when I dry my head off, like my hands start getting numb because my head's so cold. I start cracking up, dude. I've never.
How long are you under there for?
I've never dried my like 15 seconds.
Oh, that's pretty good.
God, that's a long time.
It's like zoning. It's like meditate. I just at first I couldn't breathe out for some reason. Like I breathe in deep as. I could breathe in deep as heck, but I could not breathe out.
That's awesome. 15 seconds.
But I couldn't let it out. I was like,
okay, so the after effect, though. What do you feel like invigorated and refreshed after?
Well, now I feel. Well, now I could just do it. But the after effect, yeah. And then you know how you say it's cold everywhere? It's actually warm now. Right. You know, it's actually warm now because you were just so cold.
I was going to say the great part about the cold shower is normally your towels don't feel hot because hot showers and like the towels kind of soak up the heat, but after you get out the cold shower, the towels are actually going to be like nice and like
I should get them out of the dryer, and that way I can have a really warm towel.
It is so funny to me drying off.
It's like I did the challenge. I feel good about doing the challenge, and now I'm
Well, it's the purpose of it all is just to have that alive and awake feeling, and and just so for all of you just so you understand this, it's not standing in front of a shower to take the entire shower. No, you take your warm shower, you soap and shampoo and all that stuff. For some of us who can shampoo, but you rip the Band-Aid off and you turn that knob to cold. You don't navigate your way through it and inch your way through it.
It's not like a pull. It's not like a pull.
No. For me, I'll position that shower head so it's right in front of me.
Not at all. You're already in the water after you've enjoyed your shower.
And it's like bam,
just to invigorate.
And it's awesome. And so you figure there's different sensory spots that it's going to hit. Like back of your head as it trickles down. Every time it moves down, it's hitting a different spot, a sensory spot, right? Here, I like it in my face because it's like boom, it's immediate. Right into my face, right into my brain, right into my everything. It's a full expression of it all. Right. And I go from comfort to, and I go into my breathing. I count the breaths, and I'm up to probably, I don't know, 25, whatever. And if that equates to 15 seconds or 10 seconds, it doesn't matter to me.
I'm just gonna laugh because I cannot stand in the water.
And when I can't do
it,
it's like right
you
here.
Let it hit your face.
I let it hit me. Just
see, I tried that and I couldn't. I started because I was taking deep breaths and then I started choking on the air because it was so cold. And then the water, I started choking on the water. I was like, I don't think you're supposed to do this.
I don't think
front face. I was like, let me just turn around from now on because I remember
God.
that was a very bad experience. I was choking on water and all that stuff.
And isn't there an opposite effect? Like, I don't exactly know the details of it, but either cold water closes your pores or hot water opens them or something.
Yes.
It'll constrict.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It'll constrict. So, and
That's why a lot of
after
people
it
take those
hits,
baths.
I'll kind of change from face to kind of head to all the way down, and
Well, I mean,
and by then it's
Yeah.
you got nowhere to go.
Oh yeah.
There's no decision making process anymore. You're just breathing.
And that's why they do that in Sweden and other places. Like it's like a big celebration time of year, but they actually do it for their skin. They go and they cut a big hole in the ice water, and then everybody just goes and gathers.
It's a party, right?
Kind of like the International Pillow Fight Day. They just all go and gather just to jump in the cold water.
That sounds a lot.
There's
like
an International
Yes.
Pillow Fight Day.
Not do that.
Yes, the International Pillow Fight Day. I'll be hosting that second annual, but they have it all around the world. They've been doing it over a decade, and so Stockton was not doing it. I was like, why is Stockton not doing this?
Well, come
So
on, rise and
would
shine
have,
to on
people would have to
crazy
go
event.
to like Sacramento or San
Right.
Francisco, New York, Amsterdam, London, anywhere else. But I'm like, why can't we do that here? So I hosted the first one last year.
Wow.
And I'm looking forward to hosting the second one this year. So it's the first Saturday of April every year.
Okay, so walk me through this. I'm at the event. What am I expecting? Is like just a room full of people bringing a pillow and you
in a public place, you just show up with your pillow. No feathers, just a soft pillow. No zippers, no buttons, just a soft pillow. And you don't hit anybody who doesn't have a pillow. You don't you don't engage with anybody who has glasses on unless they're okay with those glasses being knocked off.
Ooh.
So we don't hit people with glasses on their face, and we do not hit people who have cameras because some people are just spectators and they just come to enjoy the sport. They'd rather, but some people come to to have fun. So you just come with your pillow. You wait for the bell, the horn, or whatever it is that goes off at 3:00, and this is like kind of like New Year's, or it hits midnight around the world. It just goes. Same thing with the pillow fight. So everywhere at 3 p.m. those horns go off and everybody goes. And I'm talking, people have it's been growing and growing and growing to where it's now massive in so many places. So last year we had maybe about 50 people come out. I'm looking forward to like having that at least twice, like double that, or 1.5 times or 2.5 times that kind of thing.
I've been living under a rock. I didn't know that.
And it's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's a good
51,
way.
52. We're going to be there.
It's a good way to have fun with your
I
people.
Go out and buy a pillow
I know, right?
Yeah.
I want to buy a pillow.
I'm thinking about which ones can I bring.
So like when I go to Walmart, I went to Walmart the other night because I had to get some stuff to fix my vehicle, just a tail light. And I saw the pillows, and my friend went with me, and I just grabbed the pillow and started a pillow fight in the middle of the store. And I was like, we gotta go and videotape this and just get it as like footage, just to kind of like, tease people and be like, the pillow fight's coming, and just to have. So I would love to go to the store with random people just to and just take a pillow and have pillow fight in the middle of the store, and then just keep hosting it. So it's kind of fun.
So check this out. If you took a king size pillowcase.
Yeah.
Right.
And put two pillows.
Stuck 2 smaller pillows in it. Like to throw pillows on a couch.
Just as long as they have no buttons and no zippers.
You could whip that sucker around like a slingshot.
Yes.
Like David to Goliath. And you could just really destroy something.
But you have to remember, people are waiting and they want that, so they're gonna answer that with the pillow too. So just like like sword, like a swordsman and sword fighting, that pillow is gonna meet that pillow. It's fun.
Strategy.
You're gonna meet your match.
Yeah.
Bring a pillow.
I'm all thinking I'm awesome getting there. Boom. I didn't. This was not my original idea. Obviously, someone else thought of it.
We're gonna have to plot next year.
And it's definitely it's part of the urban playground movement, and that is to say, we as a people, no matter where we're at in the world, should not have to ask permission to come hang out together and have fun in a public place.
Right.
There are specific core exercises you could do for that.
for pillow fighting?
To get ready for the pillow fight, yes.
Because you're generating force. It's a rotational thing.
Yes, it is.
I could design something for that.
And the kids really love it.
You're already thinking.
Oh, it's done. I can think of 4 different things you can do right now. You'll peak by pillow fight.
Yeah.
You're writing out battle strategies.
It doesn't matter what your fitness level
business
is.
cards at
We
the
can figure something out.
Hey, get your swing stronger.
Oh my God. Leverage. It's all about leverage.
It's all about
centrifugal force generating it from your
Make
core.
sure you can stand there and take the hit and not get knocked over.
Withstand the force and generate it as well. So.
And the kids love it. It's a great way to show them how to let out aggression in a good way, and the adults are there to help them with that too. So, and the adults have fun with each other. You end up meeting all kinds of people. It's great. It's fun.
See, I would love to do that because we're all adults.
Yes,
here. We're all adults here,
Sure.
but we all have an inner child. Let's be
real.
Yeah, we all have an inner child.
We all have one.
Child.
Absolutely.
You should have
and
one.
sometimes we just need to let that kid out to
That's
have
right.
some fun.
Yep, that's so right on, and that's me.
Right.
I'm a big kid at heart all the time. I try, I got to be professional. I have to be like a grown up, but really, if y'all know me,
there are
I'm
times
really
you just want to take a pillow and
You
be
know,
like, "Look,
that's
guy."
so true. That's so true.
Look, guy, bow.
You
I
know,
don't
you have
Somebody's gonna hit me with one of those super pillows, man. Was talking about. I'll be like, look.
whipping around. Boom!
Be like, look,
There goes
man.
Marcelis. He was standing. Now he's on the ground.
I'm gonna hit you up. Look. Forget the 6-week thing. I need this force and.
We're gonna shift Marcelis' program now to peak performance for the pillow fight. That's what we're gonna do.
But yeah, so I appreciate you adding those exercises into my workout.
Yeah. So how's that going?
I love the mountain climber. That's one of my favorite exercises.
Good. Do you see the progression of doing that, adding as time goes by?
Yeah.
Because if you're hit with the program that in part of it or maybe all of it is either not the right order of operations or not the right exercise that meets your fitness level and agility at that point, it's kind of counterproductive.
Yes.
So now that you kind of, dare I say the word graduate, but if you get through that acclimation period of the first 2 weeks to get your body to accept that it's going to start doing isolated motions, then when you adjust and challenge yourself with little adjustments here and there, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how about you, Marcelis? How's things going with you?
I'm freaking loving it, dude.
Good.
At first, I was having trouble adjusting to the workout because I love weights. My whole career working out, besides sports and running and doing track and field and all that stuff, weights have been like my passion. You know, I could just lift weights after a rough day and then just feel like pumped. Feel pumped.
Right.
I feel pumped here too, but it's more of like I told you a little bit about me doing P90X for a little bit. It's more like that type of pump. So I could feel I don't feel like I'm about to get really like big, but I could feel like my core building, especially with the workouts. All the workouts you got me doing, I could
Very
feel
specific.
Yeah, my core, my ankles, strength. I could feel what you're doing. Like
so on those squats, are you able to stay flat-footed now?
Yeah.
When you do it, right?
Yes.
That was a glaring thing because your heels had a tendency to come up off the ground.
That is a problem I do have with squats. So
right.
The fact that you gave me that workout for that, and the fact that the workouts you did give me, and I'm doing them, I could feel me testing my weaknesses and then adjusting. So I was like, you know what? I trust that he does know what he's doing because these are all good things I need to improve on. So I'm just going to keep doing this course with full confidence. Maybe these aren't my favorite workouts or whatever the case is, because when you do new workouts, you got to get used to them, and you got to get used to just doing that type of work. Honestly, I'm always used to just breathing form with weights in your hand or some type of pulling or, so using my own body weight now it's takes some getting used to, to make me get that pump feeling. Sometimes like yesterday my camera went out, my phone died, but like when I got to certain parts, like you're like, do 10 of these, I'd be like, I can't just do 10, like it doesn't even feel right. Like I don't even feel a burn, so I would go back and do like 10 more because like that's why I like that burning sensation of just like getting past. Don't get me wrong though, I sweat hard.
Well, I'm sure you do, and make those adjustments. I'm glad you're saying that because here's the thing. There's some moments where you're going to be in flow and you're like, I'm strong right now. When you feel that, and as long as your technique is correct, go for it. Because there's some days when you're not as strong, and if you're at 100%, you can only get 100% of yourself. When you're at 80%, you could still recruit 100% out of that 80. Right? And few things in life should be perfect. Exercise form should be one of them. If you practice and if you just are diligent with that, the long-term effects of that are magnified. If you did, if you picked one exercise and you did, let's say 5 sets of 10 of this one particular exercise, and you decide to yourself, well, 3 out of the 10 is okay if it's kind of so-so. And in human nature, we get tired, right? So as you get tired, you just kind of let it go, right? The graph of strength of energy is downward. We don't tell ourselves to go upward in our effort, right? So 30% of that, well, if you did, I think that I did the math the other day, if you did that for an entire year's worth of training, it equates out to 7,800 reps.
Oh, wow.
If you sacrifice 3 out of the 10, you compromise 2,340 of them.
Oh, man.
2,340 opportunities for you to increase your chance of injury, right?
Oh, wow,
because your form wasn't great. You weren't mentally present and alert in what you were doing, okay? And all it takes is one bad position of your knee while you're squatting, or your shoulder or your elbow if you're doing anything, or your lower back if you're doing a starfish, or your head, or whatever the case may be. And then that repetitive motion, that kind of substandard practice over 2,340 times, eventually is going to cause some sort of discomfort. And it could lead to a strain. It could lead to some sort of an injury, right? So that's why it's so important to be a stickler for form. Be a technique freak. If you're going to do, especially when I put together workouts and I say, okay, we're not doing sets and reps. We're going to do it by time. You're going to do 20 seconds straight of this particular exercise, or 30 seconds straight. That's an eternity.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's a long time. If I said to you, okay, I want you to do 15 seconds worth of starfishes, right? Or 30 seconds worth of starfishes. And they have to be correct, or fast burpees. Right? If I said to you, you got to do 15 seconds worth, right? I guarantee you the first 5 seconds, 8 seconds is going to be pretty good. Second, number 9, all the way to 15, that's where it's mental. All right? You don't rush it. You take your time. You make sure everyone is effective, so everyone is correct so that it's effective. And my goal is to make sure that every motion you do, based on the injury and exercise history and physical ability of your biomechanic motions, when we first did that video assessment, is effective right from the start. There's a certain pacing that occurs so that you're feeling success every time you work out.
Right.
It's so important that you feel that success. If you don't feel that success, you literally cannot build on it physically, emotionally, and mentally. Right?
Makes sense.
And it doesn't matter how many weeks you do it, 6 weeks, 2 days. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If you don't aim and intend and execute that sort of precision, then that says a lot about how you're going to do the rest of the things in your life.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Okay, and you guys being performers, you're honing your craft, you're polishing it, and being, if you are aligned physically, emotionally, and mentally, think of how much, I don't want to say easier it is to be in flow, but you can really recruit yourself to be in flow and better creativity.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah.
You guys have done some, I mean, virtually every night, whether you're at Superfish or Av on the Mile or whatever the case may be, you're constantly promoting and you're marketing and you're entertaining. Right, so not only.
It's so funny that you say that. I'm gonna mention something after you say. Okay. Well, so yesterday, I work at the hospital, right? So yesterday, I saw people in the waiting room area. They had all been assisted, but there wasn't anything in the waiting room for them to kind of be entertained. So, I was just feeling very energetic. I'm always a really not always. For the most part, I'm a very happy-go-lucky person and a very, hey, how are you doing? So I saw the 3 couples that were out there, elderly or whatever, or middle age and everything. So I went out there and I was like, hey, how are you guys doing? I was like, I'm so sorry we don't have a TV or a music or something in here for you guys to be entertained. And so one of the elderly ladies, she goes, well, you're entertaining us right now, having us. And I said, as a matter of fact, I am. And I was like, and I do. And so I proceeded to let them know that I am a femc and I am a performer. They're like, oh. So then I let them know about the radio station and everything. And they were pretty shocked about it. And then some of my staff overheard me and they're like, what? We didn't know that you did that. And so I tried not to share that part of my life. I think it's going to be trickling over into that. And before I know it, everybody's going to know because I've already known other departments in the hospital to know that I, do the same. So, but it was great to be able to reach out to my audience, but they were like patients in the waiting room kind of thing. But the fact that they were engaged and that they loved it and that I was able to bring some kind of joy just by a simple interactive conversation with them, I thought that was great. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Speaking of entertaining, just a simple conversation can entertain somebody. I did not know that.
You made an amazing impact right then and there.
But I didn't know that. So it was like something that it taught me just in that moment. It taught me that just to have conversation with somebody is like entertaining them. I didn't even know that, which I think is kind of cool.
Right. Well, you guys, every time you promote and every time you entertain and every time you speak out there, you're adding value to your audience. It matters to somebody. It mattered to them right then and there. Right. You know what I mean? You impact and influence and add value to the people or in your life, whether they're your external or internal customers, right? Mm-hmm. Your external customers are going to be the patients that come into the hospital, into the clinic, right? Okay, you're responsible for the delivery of that level of service. Your internal customers are going to be the people you work with, right?
Okay.
Your relationships with them are just as important.
Okay.
All right, so you're adding value all the time. If you are taking great care of yourself, you're going to take great care of those relationships as well.
That's true. That is true.
That is
I'm
true. Telling you,
because
it really
it's
does.
a lot of people that you really have to make sure that they're okay.
Right.
And I love doing that. I really love doing that. So when
keyword there is love.
I have to really be at that level. And so when and it's so interesting when I find myself even down just a little bit, people pick up on that and they'll ask me if I'm okay because they'll just pick up on it a little bit, which kind of trips me out, but it's nice to know
what does that tell you?
That people are always watching me, coming to me, or they need me to be up for them. Like, yeah. So I gotta stay up. I gotta stay in good vibes. Yeah.
Energy is everything.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Marcelis, when you're on stage, when you're doing your thing, I mean, energy is everything. Yeah. And no matter what, people are watching you and you're inspiring somebody. Right. And I'm not saying you need to be perfect all the time, but and there is no such thing, right? And there's no such thing as good or bad days. Right? They're just days.
Yeah.
Right? They're just days. And they're just moments. And life is, to me, is a collection of moments, and you decide how you're going to be in each present moment. First of all, are you present in it? You know, are you just letting life happen to you, or are you letting life flow through you? Are you in flow? Right. So where you're more accepting of every emotion, because emotions is energy in action, and your actions are what's consequential. Right. Okay. So when you do consistent actions to have self-love through self-language, positive thinking, self-exploration, physical improvement, all those things, and you do that in good practice and feed your body properly with the right foods, so that your digestive system doesn't have to work so hard. You're really loving the entire universe by doing that, because what you're going to exude arrives way sooner than what you say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? Your energy.
Yeah, because when I was younger, I was on a swim team for 5 years.
Oh wow.
Oh,
and
nice.
I would watch. There would be people who, they would be at practice, but they would kind of be there but not be there. So to kind of, I did it unconsciously. I mean, I was younger and I didn't realize what I was doing, but to kind of push them forward, I would keep going. And when the coaches would say, do 2 laps of this, I would do like 4, or I would do like 6. And the other people that were watching me like keep trying to push my limits and do better, like I would notice that, the baby bees, the kids, like all the other swimmers would like push themselves, because swimming is a team-based sport. So they would watch me, I would watch them, and we'd keep pushing each other to go for new limits.
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Quiet leadership, right?
So Mel is working on swimming.
Yes.
He signed up for a triathlon.
Right. I signed up for an Olympic triathlon in July.
And he's got to swim a mile in open water.
And the reason why that's significant, is it's a mile swim. It's, I believe, the 25, 26 mile bike and then a 6-mile run. I got the bike and the run down. And that's, I can do that. And then the only part of that I need to work on is a transition from your body being in a different position into switching into another one, like being crouched down on a bike non-impact, and all of a sudden you got to stand up and then start running and hit the ground. It's that transition, right?
Yeah.
Your blood pressure just kind of gets all confused, doesn't know what to do. You can be lightheaded. So, I spent, an hour yesterday with a friend of mine who's a triathlete, and he was giving me all these little insights. The other caveat to that is the swimming. All right, and that was my initial fear. And I thought, I can't do this. I gave every excuse as to why I shouldn't do it. And then I got asked again to do it, and I said, okay, well, what if I actually did it, right? And it's not a full Ironman triathlon where I got to swim. I don't know what they do, 3 mile, 5 mile swim. There's just no way. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, right? So, but a mile, I can break that up, and so now again, exercise form is everything. Swimming is like just another form of exercise, right? Well, went out there 2 Mondays ago with another friend of mine who does triathletes, and I asked her, I said, let's hit the water. Can you, show me, what I can do better? And it wasn't pretty. I mean,
swimming is definitely.
It's not.
Swimming is definitely one of the harder sports, because with other sports you manage like 1 or 2 sections, but with swimming you have to manage not only the physical energy you put out, but you also have to have good breathing. You also have to make sure that you're doing whatever stroke you're doing properly.
Right. Because you can form. There you go.
Because if you're not doing it, you're not doing it precisely. So then you're like, a lot of people will do
like wasting the energy
when they freestyle. They slap the water. You're supposed to
dive into it.
You're supposed to make your hand like a blade and cut into the water. And a lot of people will go like this. They'll come over the head and all the way out here.
Right.
Bringing it. So you're bringing it to the side. So you're bringing it to the side of your head.
And then every depending on how long you can hold your breath, every 5. For me, it was 5 or 6 strokes. You kind of have to
breathe
as you're doing your strokes. You naturally just
and it takes less energy when you're actually fluid and gentle, right? I mean, I probably look like a cat thrown into a pond. When I first, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not that I can't swim, but when you're in the confines of a swimming pool at home, or even in a gym, that you could just stand up and you're fine. You know that there's a border on the side. You can swim to the side and stand there, right?
There's
not in open water. Mm-hmm. Even though there's going to be safety boats and all that. I mean, they've got to pay attention to 300 people or 200 people, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So every 3 times a week I'm in the pool and I'm working on that precision,
right?
And it's gotten a lot better. I have absolute faith and confidence knowing that in 6 months, heck, if I can't do that in 6 months, something's wrong.
You should also work on making sure you can. One thing that a lot of people don't do or don't know how to do properly when they swim, or they waste too much energy with it, is treading water.
Awesome.
Because if you tread water too hard, you're kicking your legs really fast. You're working your body a lot. But if you kind of know how to tread water kind of seamlessly, if you need to take a breath, you stop for a second and your legs automatically start lifting you up. You get your breath back and you go back to it. But if you don't know how to tread water properly, then you kick too hard. You end up wasting energy, getting...
Is it an even distribution between your arms and your legs together to tread water?
A little bit, yes.
A little bit?
It has to be it doesn't have to be, but you should, but your legs are going to do part of it, but your arms are kind of like your balance.
Oh, okay.
So you kind of just your arms are just kind of move with the flow of your legs.
Sure.
But like I said, if you don't know how to tread properly,
right.
your legs, if your legs and your arms are out of sync with each other, you're wasting energy.
That and you sink. I have the tendency to sink, because I'm dense, right? That's what occurs, right? So, but no, thank you for that insight. And I'm always open to coaching. I always tell people, receive coaching. Always be coachable. I coached baseball for a few years with youth baseball for my sons, and when kids are getting older year after year, they're just sponges. They kind of look at you, right? So, and the number one thing I taught my sons as they went on to play high school sports was be coachable. My time with you is done. If you don't have that foundation of being open-minded and open-hearted to coaching, you're never going to learn anything, and you're never going to become better. So this is it's a very inspiring, and it's also a very humbling experience for me, and I wanted a new mountain to climb, and so whenever I get in the water, or whenever I feel I don't feel like going today, and I think about how awesome it'll feel afterwards.
Right.
And I just hang on to that. Right. Yeah. And it's the outcome and the results, the feeling of the results and the success is really the main inspiration. How you do it and how you get there, it's not really a whole lot to worry about if you're just moving forward all the time. You're going to attract the right solution for you. You're going to attract the right people that are giving you the right insights. I mean, that kind of thing. But if you're shut off to it and you're working based on fear and desperation, and disappointment, it's never going to happen.
You're going to reject the positive and kind of take in the negative, and you need to really create more of a positive balance than a negative balance.
There you go.
So eliminate the fear. Have no fear. Embrace the suck. No, I'm joking.
Where have I heard that before?
Embrace the suck. That's a military thing. I think it's a Marine thing,
It is totally
Army?
Army.
Is it Army?
Embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck.
Put your face in the mud, embrace the suck, and get to it.
Right.
On the other hand, besides the workout days, I'm really excited about the running days. The 30 minutes.
What's going on with that?
What I did now is, except for, I used to run around Victory Park.
Nice.
However many times it wasn't even coming out even. It'd be 30 minutes and I'd be somewhere else. I was like, I really like this. Dude. So I started picking a place to run, like a destination. Cool. So like running through Stockton, which I thought would be encouraging because, what I'm saying, Stockton's kind of dangerous. So every time I hit a corner and I'm in a rough neighborhood, I'm like, I'm like, this is the block. You know what I'm saying?
How do we get killed?
Hurry up. Yeah, it's cool. It's also I noticed the cars like help kind of inspire me to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like every time this is something I do. Every time in my head when I'm running, I feel like I'm in the Olympics in my own head, and I'm running for United States. And I'm just like come on,
absolutely,
like come on. And then every time like I have a treadmills have speed 6, 7, 8.
Right.
So like I kind of keep my run pace speeds at those 6, 7, 8, 9. Sometimes probably at the end. I sprint.
9 is my sprint.
Yeah, at the end.
Right.
I can get.
So I'll be like at 6, and then like I'll be at 6 whenever like if I'm just dead tired or something, and then I kind of like to keep it at 7 and 8. So I adjust. So in those neighborhoods, I'll be at the 8. And then I go back like I go back down to 6, and you like kind of just catch all your breath and just like
recover.
It's kind of like your
That's another cool thing with swimming too, is learning how to pace yourself.
Yeah, I bet it's the same thing with swimming. I never professionally swim, but I've gotten a little lessons, and I used to do laps back and forth, so I kind of know.
When you would swim, like when you would have to do 4 laps, like you would really kind of have to. Okay, so one thing they try and teach you: don't look at the other swimmers. Because they get in your head.
Yeah, it's like running with a whole bunch of people.
You see them get ahead of you, and you're like, oh man, like you let that negativity get to you.
Oh man,
competitive nature.
That's true.
But you don't look at the other swimmers, but you just
because you got to keep your pace.
But part of the hard part of pacing yourself is, yes, you want first, but at the same time, you also need to pace how much energy you actually know you can put out.
Right.
Because I would usually pace myself to where within the first 3 laps, I would be kind of fast, but not like that fast. But then I would do my flip turn, and on that last lap, I would just
step it up,
sprint,
put everything else I had into it. But pacing yourself is going to be good. So you should probably include a little bit of swimming, because
I wish I had the resource.
Because because swimming will really, it works everything. So
I love to swim. Like that is one of my favorite workouts. I used to back in Illinois, in the summertime, me and my boys will like lift weights, play basketball, then swim. Like we used to swim all the time. Like go into apartments, hop the fence, swim. Like like we will find a pool. There are multiple pools. Like okay, what pool can we hit up? Is Brittany's pool open yet? Is this about that time? No, it's like we will find pools. I freaking love swimming.
Like
dude.
The kids in Sandlot, right?
I
looking
love
for a
it. Love it. We play football in the pool. We, what I'm saying, have challenges on who can hold their breath longest.
Water polo.
Yeah, water polo.
You want to get.
I was on the water polo team. I
amazing.
started a little bit on the water polo team.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a little bit. I didn't start. But I was on water polo team. Just joining them. Wow. But then when like somebody touched me inappropriately, I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Somebody touched me
Yeah,
inappropriately.
I used to wrestle in high school too. So
Yeah, I don't
feel
like
you on
that. I'm like, wait a minute, yo.
I ain't quit.
Wow.
Not okay.
Okay.
Okay, so with wrestling though, like
That's all it is.
Well,
is
like-
inappropriate touching.
well, no,
That's different.
well, no, not what I mean. Like, what is inappropriate touching? But like I've seen people do it, and it
Wrestle?
looks hard. Like I did swimming, but swimming is a singular
me
sport.
tell you
There's
this.
lanes, and you're
Right.
divided. But with wrestling, there's,
Okay, let me just say this.
My nephew has been wrestling. He actually just broke one person's
I
shoulder.
watched
he
the
broke
video.
another person's
Oh.
forearm.
Jeez.
I watched the video. Big guy.
Yeah,
big
he's so
heavyweight
strong.
wrestler.
He went to state nationals. He's really good.
Right.
And he's, I think, just getting out of high school right now.
He has a signature move, the toss over. The toss over.
It sounds like a slam over rather than a toss over.
It
Yeah.
is like the hip toss into the chokehold, boom, pin. That's his signature move. That's how he
Ooh.
broke dude's arm.
so
called-
how effortless or
Okay.
how much effort do you put into it?
Into wrestling, a lot. That is the hardest. I played football, track, basketball, everything you can name growing up. T-ball, anything. I've always been athletic into
Okay.
sports. Wrestling, I got into freshman year. Just because I'm athletic, I was like, I'd love to wrestle. You know, like come on, teach me something. And then I got into it, and it is the hands down hardest practices
Ever.
But I loved it because of the workouts. But they go through some of the most hardest practicing
Grueling.
through any athlete I know.
Right.
Any athlete I know. The
Also,
stuff that
a
those
lot of
dudes
those
do-
wrestlers, you came in as a freshman.
Yeah.
A lot of those kids already have 4 or 5 years behind them.
Exactly.
Right? So you're walking into their lion's den, right? You
Right.
know?
But not only that, their workouts are like football breeze. Like I could do, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, we run, we do sprints. Basketball, we do, you know what I'm
Shuttles
saying?
and all
we
that,
do
yeah.
suicides and all that, man. But wrestling, dude, I used to like.
So
Right.
does wrestling require more of like a core strength, or
It
does it
requires
require
Everything.
more of
Leg-
upper
They
body?
say legs is where it's at.
Okay.
Is where it's at. Legs in wrestling, legs is where it's
Legs
at.
is everything.
Yeah, legs is everything. But dude, like when I say like you will be doing all of the weirdest stuff because you gotta run, you gotta starve yourself, like weird stuff. Wrestling is weird, dude. Like if you have to make weight, you will do the like. I used to sit in class and say I was 135. I had to weigh in at 112 or something like that. Freshman year,
Wow.
112 freshman year, 112. That was my weight.
Yeah.
That was my weight class. So say I was 113, and I had a match tonight. If you're over 112, you cannot wrestle for the 112 weight class. I'd have to wrestle 125.
Dang.
So I need to make my slot if I'm the only guy in that
wow.
slot, or else we take that loss for that weight class. So.
Oh, wow.
Like the coaches are really depending on you. Everybody's depending on you to make your
Dang.
weight. So you're always trying to make weight. So you always have to watch what you eat. I eat oatmeal a lot because it would be like low in
Go right through
carbs.
you.
Everything low in carbs. So basically you'd have to watch how like I used to be like, how many calories is that? Oh, that's too much. Like, oh, I gotta make weight, man. Like I used to be sorry myself, and then the little stuff in class because like naturally if you move, right, you're burning energy.
Yeah,
so
you're already
in
burning
class,
energy.
I'd be tapping my leg. I'd be like, I gotta get off this pound.
Oh
by the
my
end of the day. Like seriously,
Wow.
Just to
seriously,
lose weight.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And like the coaches will pull you from class. You need to run a couple of laps real quick. And,
Oh my
go ahead, run a
gosh.
couple of laps before you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Damn,
people wanted
that's
you to
crazy.
succeed
Yeah.
in wrestling, but you had to do some crazy things.
That sounds like a lot of pressure, though.
Because you would go hungry
That's
sometimes.
something.
You'd be like, I ain't eat nothing, and you'd be like, oh, but I'm about to, wrestle. But I'm
No
about to
Skittles.
take like if I got on the scale and it was like 112.2, I'd lose my draws. I'd be like, take them off. What next?
There's the
Okay,
point two.
What next? Okay, I'll spit my gum out
Start
too.
spitting up.
Yeah, we would do that. We'd spit into a cup. That's like
Get
a
all the water
half a
out.
pound. And
Wow.
you fill the cup up like that. Put it on the scale. That's like that
Yeah,
counts.
it's volume, right? It's weight.
It all counts. So
What?
wrestling is
That's
extreme.
crazy.
I respect them the most. And my dad, I never met any wrestlers in college, but my dad went to Eastern South Missouri, whatever, university, and he said when he was in college, he said some of those he was like the workouts. He played football for the college. He was like, but the wrestlers workouts, he was like, man, I couldn't
Right.
even you know what I'm saying? Couldn't
Right.
even last. It takes like it's
Did it,
gonna
like,
take
straight
like
up
good
discipline?
training to be able to hop to practice with a wrestler. Like if you were like, hey man, can I join your practice? You can just hop into that.
Right.
Like nothing.
By the time you get to that college level, I don't care if it's Division 2 or 3, you're amazing. I mean,
yeah,
it funnels down to the best of the best at that point. They're not just going to put someone on their team that can't handle it, so there's no way you're going to walk on and just do the workouts. I mean, crazy.
Definitely.
I mean, I could do the workouts. I could do all the workouts because I was always conditioned at a young age. Right now, if I would be able to, I probably struggle, a little bit.
Right.
But I could do that. It's just like the actual wrestling part I had trouble with because I started as a freshman and like you said, they were doing it forever. So I remember like the moves. It's like you ever play like cards and like you put down the A and if they put down the ace, they beat you, right? It's like that. So if you have more cards in your head, more moves in your head.
They see it developing faster than you do.
Yeah.
Right? They're ahead of you already,
Way ahead of me. They have all these tricks like, oh, I know what, what I'm saying? It's like, there was this one dude, he was like #1 in the country, went to our school, and like the stuff, he moved on the mat like a fish moved in water.
Wow, that's nice.
He like when the kid would do something, he would so naturally reverse it. It was just so nice to watch him. He was just so clean with it. Like,
did he play like chess or anything? Because chess is like
Keith Serber is his name.
Because chess is like great for strategy. Because I mean, you got to look at the board, look at their pieces, and got to be like, so if I go here, he's gonna do this. If I go here, he's gonna do that.
With this,
the ultimate bird's eye view.
With stuff like this, it's more so like now it's muscle memory. So when you practice those moves all the time, boom, boom. So when it happens, it's just muscle memory. He just like flows, and it's like. His mind already knows where to go,
So it's like it's a little bit like it's a little bit like dance moves.
I was about to say
exactly
choreography, like real beautiful ballet.
Because if you don't know your dance moves right, it's not gonna look good. But if you know your dance moves right, dude, you can turn this into that dance, and people are like,
amazing,
like.
The only thing I didn't like about that is people's ears literally look like this. Like
cauliflower.
Everybody's ears.
Cauliflower ear.
I was like, I don't think I'm cool off wrestling.
Cool you don't want no cauliflower ear?
Yeah, no, because it's irreversible. Like I was like,
right,
cool.
It is. I see people, grown men to this day, and you know they were wrestlers because you can see their ears. Or
that's just an inflammation, right? Like an irritation of the
but
skin.
It stays and it becomes permanent.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Keith, he like I said, he was the best. He was senior in high school, but his ears were just blown up.
Boom.
A lot of wrestlers, if that's how you know they're good, like, oh snap, his ears are.
Not messing with him.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's been doing a lot.
He's like 80 years old. He's got cauliflower ears. No, sorry, not messing with that guy.
You deal with ringworm, all that,
happy
on the mat, all that.
Because dude, the muscle memory from all those years of wrestling, dude, you'd think, look, that dude's 80. I could probably take him, and then he'd like take you down in 2 seconds.
Any kind of grandmaster in any martial arts or any kind of any kind of fighting combat sport. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what age you are because it's in your DNA.
Yeah. Like we got Nick and Nate Diaz out of Stockton here.
Right.
Yeah, and so and they show their training. They have trainings, but they train hard. And anybody who is in the fighting world, wrestling, anything. I guess when you're coming against another person in fight strategy, I guess you can say. I think you're training a lot harder than you would if you're doing like a team sport and just up and down a court or something. Because it's just it's going matching skill, technique, and strength, one-on-one, hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
So
that's true. You have to be able to last longer than the next person.
Yes, next person. Right.
That is very true. Team sports are fun because you guys work out as a team. You guys get that.
And you can hand off. You got players that you can depend on your team. Like a pitcher in baseball has to throw that perfect pitch and trust that his people got him.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's the same kind of thing, So, but those kind of sports definitely much more vigorous because it's all about the individual and what they're bringing to that fight, that mat.
Right.
So it's very interesting.
Interestingly enough, about that singular sports where you're alone, whether it's golf or tennis or wrestling or whatever the case may be, the whole "it takes a village to raise a child" thing really, really applies, because there are so many people behind the scenes that get you to that level.
The coaches,
absolutely,
and the support
tennis players.
and
You know,
all that.
I mean, they have everything from a tennis coach, a nutritionist, a trainer, all that stuff. Wrestlers have the same thing. You know, it doesn't. Golfers, golf swing coach. You know, strength training coach, all that stuff. I mean, now at present day, even in baseball, if you have. You know, you have 9 guys on the field, and it's probably an amazing concert. It's a beautiful symphony if it's all in tune. When it's not, it's horrible, right? But you have 9 different positions, 9 different tasks.
And they all have to work flawlessly with each other.
Exactly. And even if you split the field in half, you have the right side and left side, they're kind of opposite. They're different motions. So you have different coaches that work for that, that specialize in that, right? So it does take an entire community to raise and polish an athlete at a very, very high level. It never ever really stops, you know. And then the most important coaching is obviously, you know, your parents. You know, hopefully you're in an environment as you're growing up that's supportive of that, that applauds your success, and also shows you, you know, the value of failure.
Yeah, I come from a very athletic family, like I'm talking my aunties, everybody, and even when we got older and were old enough to like join them in sports. We had teams like volleyball teams that we went out and played in the city, baseball teams, softball teams. We play backyard volleyball like every year when spring comes out, the net goes up and we just play. We play basketball, we play football in the street. We go out and it's uncles, cousins, it's everybody. Right. And it's really nice because we gel like that, you know, we come together and we just play sports. And so it's kind of nice to be able to have, you know, a family support system along with, you know, your extended friends and a community that you know, come and play with you.
Right. Well, the sad part is I think child obesity statistics are pretty high.
Oh, so bad.
Right now. So you don't see the kids playing football in the street or the stickball or, you know, just the random flag football game in the park. I mean, unless it's a seasonal organized sport. Like, it's t-ball season or it's soccer season.
Right.
Or, you know,
and they're going
they
out
gotta
and they're
wait
not in
for
their own
that.
area.
It's not just every day we'll go play.
True.
You know what I mean? We'll just go play. I mean, I was a kid of the 70s, and I got to tell you, after school, it was meet your friends down at the park, and it's the merry-go-round, it's a slide, and it's, you know, just playing tag and all that stuff, riding your bike, you know. I don't know how prevalent that is now.
If it helps, I'm going on 23, and I grew up playing outside too. Like that, we were always outside. Like I can't remember there was time. Like there in Virginia, is where I grew up from like second grade to from like real little to 7th grade, and we had like a cul-de-sac. So I had my house right here, and then we had like a cul-de-sac across the street where I had a group of friends who stayed in that cul-de-sac, and then I had a cul-de-sac over here, a group of friends, cul-de-sac down there, cul-de-sac here. It was like a big like neighborhood that everybody who went to like my middle school stayed
That's kind of like the neighborhood I grew up in. Cul-de-sac and a main strip, and it was a dead end at the levee.
All the kids were
we just
in the
all
neighborhood.
played.
If you walk to that cul-de-sac, you'll see those kids who live in that cul-de-sac. If you walk to this cul-de-sac, you'll see those kids who live there. And we're all connected. Sometimes I go over there, you know, I ask my mom, can I go to the cul-de-sac over there? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I grew up. Like every, you know, friends, we'd fight, we'd play, we'd love each other, we hate each other, you know. But
at the end of the day, you still meet up and do something together.
And then
you relied on it.
Yeah. And then we talk about what happened in the neighborhood at school. Like that's how I grew. And then even in 8th grade.
Now there's an app for that.
I remember
it's a neighborhood app. If you want to find out what's going on in your neighborhood,
I remember when I was growing up, like the thing that was popular was like Britney Spears and everything,
right?
And
she's an old lady now.
My brother is in love with Britney Spears.
Just imagine that for a second, right?
He would hate you right now.
I think about all that stuff from when I was a kid, and I'm just like, dude, Britney Spears was barely coming out with like her music when I was
and she's and she's still amazing today. I saw a picture of her. She's in phenomenal shape. Yeah. And look at her evolution, right? She went through kind of a rough patch there.
Right. Yeah.
So the media shows that. Yeah. You know, but we don't we don't walk in her shoes. You don't know what's going on with her.
The sad part is the media likes to show a lot of the negativity, but they don't like to show the positivity. Like look, she did this. But, you know, now she's, like, doing this, and she's doing this, and she's doing really great now.
I got to tell you, you put her on stage, and she's still a superstar.
Yeah.
That says a lot. If you could perform at that high level where millions of people are judging you and seeing, and she could be she can stand quietly in her own tornado.
That's impressive.
True. That is true.
You know what I mean?
That's impressive.
You guys do that. You stand in your own tornado. Because leading up to that moment, when you get on stage, when you're going to sing and rap, when you're going to do your comedy sketch, there's a lot of preparation to that. And I would assume, and because I do public speaking, I do coaching, I'm a public figure too. Behind the scenes, there's the inspiration behind it. And then there's a little bit of self-doubt you have to overcome. Like, God, do I want to do this? Or, I'm not sure. And you question that. You're exploring all of that. And it's smart to do that.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, between the lines, your pregame routine, like we talked about, having a pregame routine, the second you step between the lines, you're on. You're on. You are. Now magnify that at her level. To have gone through the evolution she's done, or any one of those people, right?
And the stage,
well,
absolutely,
like that, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Plus being a mom, right? And then her own relationships and whatnot. I mean, I applaud anybody that kind of comes back from that at a high level. I saw a picture the other day where they were applauding, like, wow, she looks terrific.
She had a devastating heartbreak, and she went through some like almost like tormenting things that almost could easily have destroyed somebody. I think Mariah Carey kind of had to deal with some of the same kind of things, but where it just would try to destroy a woman at her core as an artist, as the person that she was, and just trying to deface her somehow, some way, and destroy her reputation. But she seriously bounced back because
strength, right?
That's who she and that was the talent she brought to the world. That's who she is, what she brought to the world, and for her to be able to get through that and to show strength, it gives a lot of people inspiration. It like helps a lot of people see that no matter how bad, no matter how high on the horse you are, no matter how much in the limelight people try to destroy you, it's all about what you can do for yourself and those support systems around you to bring you back.
And even if you feel like you don't have that support system, and you find some way to dig deep within yourself to just breathe through it and get through another moment and understand that you're okay. Yeah. Right. Saying to me, one of the things I've had to learn is the statement of "I'm okay." Now, are you really okay?
I have to say that to myself lately.
You know what I mean? Are you really okay? You're going to inspire at least one person in the world because someone else is kind of feeling the way you are.
I got that yesterday. I put a post yesterday about being happy, and
I saw
a couple people were saying that they actually needed to hear that message,
right.
and I really was happy to be able to share that because I was kind of feeling it, feeling out of my happy zone in essence. And so I was thinking, maybe some other people feel the same, and I just had to remember that, and I wanted to share that. So I'm glad that other people were able to see that, and that they needed that, because I needed that too. So it was good. But it's practice. It takes practice and effort and energy to make sure that you're staying on that high frequency, on that high vibration, because there are a lot of doubts and things that can bring somebody down and cause them to not be in a happy place and to resonate on a higher frequency.
Yeah, so. I would agree, because a lot of the times, like me, I could be so stubborn to myself. When something is wrong, I'd be like, not am I good? I tell myself, nah, you good. You gonna get, you know what I'm saying? You not even, so saying that to me in a way, and then just moving on and taking care of business is what I'm starting to figure out may not be the best way to handle that. Now I'm trying to stop and like dissect, because if I do it like that, in a way, I'm kind of just forcing myself to be good, to take care of business and hiding it, or just like, holding it, just be like, you good, man, stop being soft, or something like that to myself. I literally say that to myself, like, why are you even, and then I'll go about my day. But I'm like, if I actually want to work on feeling this 100% Marcelis, because when I'm 100% Marcelis, dude, I feel on top of the world. I feel
unstoppable.
I feel like I can sell salt to an ocean. I feel like I can do anything that is on my mind. I feel like things are quick on my mind, like things hit, like I feel like my energy instantly, people could feel it, like I could see them feeling it.
You're in flow.
But every day's not like that, and it's like, dang, I need every day to be like that so I can help these people. You know what I'm saying? When I'm not feeling good, I'm like, that's not even an option for MF comedy, you know?
Right.
Like, MF comedy needs to be solid for everybody else.
Right.
And I feel like if I could just
because if you don't put out a solid image, they're gonna look at you and they're gonna be like, okay, so why should I believe in this?
Right. Or if say you have a week, say there's 55 out the year, if only 3 days I'm feeling that 100%, which could happen some weeks, you know, only 3 days out the week, I'm only like.
Yeah,
that
like,
much, whatever
like
percentage
not,
that is,
like
you know,
not
I want to
even
be
1/3.
up there. Yeah,
like not even 1/3 of the time are you feeling you.
Exactly, at least 90% of the time feeling me, and I feel like the only way that's gonna happen is if I understand why I feel how I feel. Breathe, you know what I'm saying? Be able to understand and take that in, accept it, like, you know, do everything I need to do with it, and then move on. Like, however, the understanding of doing that will help me so much.
Yeah.
Like, and then the workouts and then the everything else, it just all, like you said, comes into play and falls into.
That's an amazing explanation of a process of your emotional fitness and your mental muscles working together. The fact that you're at a point in your life at 23 in such a maturation process where you pump the brakes, stop, take a flight at a bird's eye view, and explore why, what, and how, what's going on with you, how you're feeling, who are the players in the game, what's the game like, do I stay in the game, do I change the game, asking all those things so that you can understand where you are presently so you can move on, because you're understanding that it's important that you want to be in flow, but you're not always going to be. But if you're able to pump the brakes when things are not going well, it's also important to pump the brakes and take a bird's eye view when things are going well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because, you know, just for appreciation's sake, just for checking in to see, you know, what's working and let's make sure that that's part of our repertoire, keeping the basics, as simple as you possibly can. Right. You know, so, you know, again, as a performer, you want to have those practices because your aim is to entertain, to add value, you know, to it brings the best out of you. It makes you feel good, right? So that vulnerability and exploration of it is very, very important. If you're just constantly, like you said, talking yourself out of it, hey, you're fine, you're going to do this, you're really sucking the energy out of your brain more than anything else, out of your mind. And you're suppressing what your heart's telling you. When you suppress and deny what your heart's really telling you, you're not really speaking your true voice.
That's right.
You're not expressing.
That's so true.
And what is your entertainment job? Expressing, right? You can draw inspiration from the blend of your true voice because you allow your heart and your mind to work together.
Right.
If you're not, then you're just trying to think of material, so to speak, right? And you're suppressing how you really feel inside. That's a difficult and challenging thing to do. Yeah. It's not a healthy way to live either.
Yeah, because at that point you're generally just a machine.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, and you're just trying.
emotions.
You're just trying to be the image, but you're not really working through things to truly be that image. You're just trying to be the image without really trying to go through the process to be that. I wanted to give a shout out to one of our viewers, Aphex. A shout out to you, Aphex. He was also one of the performers. But he says he really likes what we're saying today, and he says, "I am somebody."
Yes,
so
you
where
are.
We say,
Yes,
like, I am okay. Yes, I am
you
okay.
You are absolutely somebody.
He's saying, I am somebody. So, yes, that is another great thing for us, for people to say to themselves. Sure. I am somebody. I matter. I am worthy. Whatever it is. But I am somebody matters because it's just bringing to the forefront that, you know, you hold a place in this world and, you know, you're living up to your own standard.
And to all the people here and to all the guests, if you're having an off day, we all have off days.
Yes.
But remember, the next day could be better.
Right.
Absolutely.
And no matter what, you always got to put one foot in front of the other. Keep moving and just, you know, keep that hope alive that things are going to get better. And don't let that depression, don't let the negativity, just, you know, breathe in, breathe out, take that out and just, you know, keep going.
Take an ice bath.
Take an ice bath.
Have fun with that. That would not be me.
You know, and also,
my friend tried that.
We do got to get going, though, because we do have a couple minutes. So I just want to let you guys know.
You know what? I'm going to move past that subject and let's wrap this up because I did notice the time as well.
Okay. So we want to thank everybody. We're having a great time. We could go a whole another hour doing this. But we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in with us and listening and sharing your comments and sharing your likes. If you have any other comments or suggestions that you guys want, you can reach out to Marcelis, Flores, to Timothy, Hawley, Mel Martin, or myself, RawNe, you've reached us. You're hanging out with us on your KXVS morning show, Rise and Shine 209. I'm your girl, RawNe. It's our guest, Mel Martin, Fit, Love, Strong. Fit, Love, Strong.
Fit, Love, Strong.
I was going to say wellness life coach. Fit, Love, Strong.
It all works.
Check them out.
And I've been Marcelis, everybody.
And Timothy Hawley.
Peace. Good morning.
You guys have a good morning.
Here at KXVS, broadcasting from Stone Tube Studios, is the voice of Stockton.
This is CAP from East Stockton, California, home of the San Joaquin Green, and what we're going to have it going on in 2016, because we got it real good out here, out east, on MMM Street, Market and Myrtle. We the #1 people out here. Holler at us. Later.
Pardon my manners, baby girl, let me slide. Kinda slow in the cool, we gas breaking, we ride. Rolling and talking greenery, Mary's getting me high. Elevated on love, floating above the sky. Cloud views, I'm the dude, you the woman I pursue. Ain't no game that I play, ain't no reason to lie. So you peep my steez, rich jeans, simple white tee, hustle cap, gold kicks, that's a fact. Rolling, bouncing, vibing away. That's how me and my baby girl do it all day. I ain't worried about the dollars, I'm trying to get paid. Cause I'm focused on chillin', in the shade with the good tunes, nothing. Me and my baby dancing, get the party all jumping. Yeah, that's what's happening. Feel the energy in your zone, we call it magic. Everybody bounce to this, it's fantastic.
Hey, all my people that's with it, just bounce to this. Wave your hands in the air, just bounce to this. And if you're feeling real good, just bounce to this. Hands up, toes down, just bounce to this. Bounce, bounce, just bounce, 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 just bounce, 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 just bounce, bounce, hands up and go, just bounce.
Whipping round town with my scraper straight rattling, but this valley he be having my AC on blast, man. Leaning to the side like a nigga straight trapping. Scooped up good face, so you know it's straight cracking. Call some honeys over as we lay down the tracks, then hit the liquor store, cause you know what's about to happen. Pre-game about to go down. Open up my phone now, get the snap in. Lights, camera, action. How long as you setting the exposure? Honey on my shoulder, tell her strike a poser. Later I'll knock them down, Mario Mendoza. But for now I pour a cold, I'm feeling wavy. Cause tonight I see some ladies that should be having my baby. Bumping homegrown sound, smoking homegrown weed. Good vibes, we chilling out, I'm sitting and receiving. Giving thanks to another good evening. Straight relaxing and chiefing.
All my people that's with it, just bounce to this. Wave your hands in the air, just bounce to this. And if you're feeling real good, just bounce to this. Hands up, toes down, just bounce to this. Bounce, bounce, just bounce, 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 just bounce, 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 just bounce, bounce, yeah, just bounce.
Don't sleep, we only take naps out here. Can't afford to sleep because we got the big tall trees growing. We got to stay up all night long.
The Landing, an urban hip-hop classic.
KXVS 92.1 coming soon. KXVS.
This has been previously recorded on KXVS, the voice of Stockton.
We want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
phone over, is it?
KXVS 92.1 coming soon. KXVS.
Okay, you want to start coming in? Are you hot now?